Shabbos Parshas Toldos. Finally, Yitzchak and Rivka had Toldos. How did they have Toldos? They Daven, each one in their corner. The tzaddik ben tzaddik. Hashem listened to Yitzchak instead of Rivka. Chaste Hashem. You want anything in the world, you daven for it. Reality is created through our tefillas. You want a different reality? You want to add something to your reality? You daven for it. Right, the most incredible Vort. Yitzchak has 2 kids, and he's trying to be Makar of Esav. Yaakov is sitting and learning. He's hoping that Esav will be Mishtatev in the yeshiva. He's a tough guy. He was born with a feisty Yetzer Hara. Lubavitcher Rebbe says that it's not that he didn't have Bechira. His Bechira was to fight against his Yetzer Hara for Avodah Zarah. Yaakov's his Avodah, his Bechira was to hold on to his emes, to hold on to his Torah, to stay in the oil. Yaakov succeeded. He was even able to lie when he had to. And Esav failed. He did not overcome his Yetzer Hara. The second that Avram Avinu left the world, he went off the Tarbus Ra. Yitzchak was still holding Shtak. Well, Rivka understood that Esav is a lost cause. Mothers understand their kids, for better for worse. And Rivka calls up Yaakov, and she says, "Listen to my voice. And if you listen to my voice, listen to my voice." Look at the psukim. You could just tell Yaakov what you want him to do. You want to put on the Gan Eden coat from Esav. You want him to go in and ask Yitzchak for the brachas. Make believe you're Esav. What's this? Listen to my voice. And Stam to understand that Yitzchak wants to go trap me, this venison. The way I love it. It doesn't sound like Yitzchak Avinu, I heard that he lost all the money from Avram Avinu's wealth. Now, Avimelech was filling up all the wells, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to be mevater on the gvura that is essentially me." Anyway, why does he want a piece of meat? And a fascinating thing, Rabbi Gladstein asks, Yaakov didn't bring him venison. He didn't bring him a deer. He brought him sheep. He brought him, whatever comes in sheep. Meat. Yeah, Yitzchak couldn't tell the difference. So he explains that Yitzchak didn't want meat. Yitzchak wanted what Esav excelled at. The mitzvah that Esav excelled at. Kibbud Avayim. He said, "Go serve your father, be mekayim mitzvahs kibbud avayim, the way that I like it, in a way that's beautiful and sweet, the way that you shine in avodas Hashem." Didn't really matter what type of meat it was. Go out, do your avodah. Your avodah is hunting, and channel it into your mitzvah. Your mitzvah is kibbud avayim. The thing is that if he would have showed up, if Yaakov would have showed up with a nice meal for his father, Yitzchak would say, "What are you doing? You're here to steal a bracha. That doesn't smell like kibbud avayim." So Rivka tells Yaakov, "Listen to my voice. As your mother, you can be makayim mitzvahs kibbud avayim by going in there and stealing the brachas and listening to me and giving this meal that I prepared for your father." Yitzchak can't tell the difference between deer and sheep. He doesn't care. He's smelling a bracha. And you understand that Yitzchak smelled, and he says it smells like Reach Gan Eden. He was able to sniff the schuyas of the mitzvah. And the way that they pulled the wool over Yitzchak's eyes was Vayishmael Koila. Yaakov listened to Rivka's voice. He was being mekayim the mitzvah kibbud avayim when it came into Yitzchak. And Yitzchak said, "That's what I asked Esav to go out and do. To come back and bring mekayim kibbud avayim the way I like it." That's a very big part. I heard a story about tefillah. I heard this once b'shin the Lubavitcher Rebbe in a different way, and now I just heard the Litzvisher version. Here, listen to this. There was a guy who married for over 10 years, like the Lubavitcher Rebbe, with never the children. And after 10 years, him and his wife decided to get a divorce, and they'll try having children. The kids are just a few weeks after the divorce. Baruch Hashem, she's pregnant. Okay, let's get married again. The only reason we got divorced was because we didn't have kids. He's a kohen. Kohen is not allowed to marry a gerusha. What are you going to do? He goes to Rav Chaim Kanievsky. Come on, get me out of this pickle, Rebbe. If Chaim says, I don't know what to tell you, go to my Shver. But the Asher was still alive. Zecher Tzadik Kedoshim the Bracha. And he goes to Rav Eliashiv, and Rav Eliashiv says, I don't know, I'll refer you to the address of all addresses. Go daven by the Kaisel. Go beg the Shechina to get you out of this mess. I don't know. You can't marry a Grusha. She's pregnant with his kid. Goes to the Kaisel late at night, and he is bawling. He says, like, if Rav Chaim and Rav Eliashiv can't get me out of this, Rabbi Shalom, I have to go straight to you. And he is falling apart. And people start noticing. And there was one sweet Alta Yid who comes over to him and says, I couldn't help but notice. What's going on? And he pulls himself together. And through his sobbing, he tells him the story. He says, my wife is pregnant, but I can't marry her. Yid says, is there someone in your family you could talk to about this? He says, my mother passed away. My father is not doing well. He's not over here. I don't know if he'll even appreciate what's happening. He tells him, go to America, talk to your father, tell him what's happening. That was the advice. Look, Rav Chaim sent me to Rav Eliashiv. Rav Eliashiv sent me to the Kaisel. Or the Kaisel brought me this Yid. What else am I going to do? I'm going to fly to America for my father, who... there's nothing left to do. He gets on the plane and he calls ahead. He says, Daddy, I'm coming to visit. And he comes in and his father's sitting on the couch and he's not sure how much he's present, he's cognizant. And he starts telling him, here's the story. His father's looking at him and he says, you know, me and my wife were married for a long time. We recently got divorced and we just found out right after the divorce that she was pregnant. And I'm stuck as a Kohen. You know, Tati, we're Kohanim and I can't remarry her. As soon as he finished the Maaseh, his father speaks the clearest words he's spoken in years. He says, you're not a Kohen. I never told you. We adopted you after the war. I raised you like my own, treated you like my own. There was never a reason to tell you that you weren't my own. But now it's quite imperative for you to know you don't have my kahuna. Go ahead and marry your wife. You daven, you get exactly what you need. And I guess the story also ties into a little bit of Kibbutz over there. Have a wonderful, beautiful Shabbos. Heaven mo asuhamo voinim oiso l'rob voish pina. Heaven mo asuhamo voinim oiso l'rob voish pina. Me'ez Hashem oiso Me'ez Hashem oiso Niflas b'eineinu Niflas b'eineinu Good Shabbos.